That's not the right angle. Here we go. Hey everybody, Economic Ninja here. I hope you are doing great. Guess where I am at? I bet you're not going to be able to guess, but in about literally 5 hours, there are going to be a bunch of drunk people around here because spring break just started. All right, we've got all kinds of bad news. And if you think that that title is clickbait, you win the Captain Obvious Award because we've got all kinds of news. Now, there's lots of awesome things happening in the economy, and there's some not so good things because most people don't understand that when the government does something on, let's say, Monday, it takes a lot of days later for the effects of those policies to be, finalized, all right? So what we're going to talk about first is subprime auto loans. They're not doing very good. Bidenomics hangover has worsened. The subprime auto loan delinquencies have now hit a record high in January. Some of you guys know where I am. All right, it says in January, the Bidenomics hangover weighed on consumers. New data has showed that car owners defaulted on their monthly what? There's a very angry bird right now. Look, everybody voted. He won. It's over. You're probably going to lose your job. All right. It says here, a lot of people defaulted on their monthly payments at the highest rate in over 3 decades. Bloomberg reports that the share of subprime auto borrowers at least 60 days past due hit 6.56%, the highest percentage since Fitch Ratings began collecting data in 1994. Now, why is this important? Well, a lot of people have been wanting auto prices to come down. Now, we've already seen auto prices come down. You guys know that I've got my 5 favorite cars that I'm going to be buying as this thing tanks. Do you guys remember any of them? Do me a favor, type your favorite car that you want, your dream car, as everything comes crashing down, as you've been saving up, investing in inflation resistant or inflation hedges. Just let me know what car you want, and then I'll tell you in a second. It says this, the most recent data from the Federal Reserve Bank of New York shows that the percentage of auto loans transitioning into serious delinquency, defined as payments overdue by 90 days or more, increased to 3% in the final quarter of 2024, marking the highest level since 2010. Now, a lot of you are like, come on, Ninja, 3% ain't that bad. But you got to remember, you got to start somewhere. And the truth is, it was a lot higher than, seriously, where are all these birds coming from? You probably can't even hear them, but it was totally silent. There's nobody around. The Ninja hits live, and all of a sudden people are like, oh, let's go for a walk. And all the birds are like, let's start chirping. All right. Point being is that in 2010, after we were reeling from the 2008 crash, that's when things were bad. Okay, so we're back there. And we're just going to keep backing up that roller coaster dip until it gets worse and worse and worse. It's almost like unemployment. Unemployment numbers came out a little while ago, and they have risen, right? And a lot of people go, oh, it's not that bad. But it happens like that boiling frog in the pot. It just keeps getting hotter and hotter until everything gets bad. Well, let's look at some other stories. Ukraine's getting surrounded. Their president needs to be fired. Ooh, wildfires are now erupting. It's really crazy to me when you see wildfires on the East Coast because it's a totally different fire. Wildfires now erupt near Billionaire's Playground in Long Island, sparking a state of emergency. It says New York firefighters have been battling 4 wildfires on the outskirts of the Hamptons since Saturday, sending residents into the state of panic, prompting Governor Kathy Hochul to declare a state of emergency. I also really want people to remember this. Type yes or no if you know this. When you declare a state of emergency, all you're able to do is divert funds that you would normally not use for a specific action. See, Gavin Newsom, he likes to actually declare that so he can put money, I think, in people's pockets. This is a real thing. All right, so that's bad. See, this isn't just clickbait. Oh, here, really quick, that sale's almost over on the, what was it? The Crypto Prepper. If you guys want that, you want to learn how to actually reach out and touch a blockchain near you and do something that's completely decentralized, I believe literally more decentralized than Bitcoin, the sale link's down below. Let's see. That person's a criminal. That person's a criminal. Europe's still trying to back Ukraine because they're dirty and they want to hide it. Let's see. Chinese warships sail near Australian base hosting a U.S. submarine. Okay, they're just trying to say their ship is bigger than ours. Here we go. Putting Americans first. The SBA is now closing satellite offices in 6 sanctuary cities. Isn't that nice? The U.S. Small Business Administration will relocate 6 regional offices, including Seattle, Atlanta, Boston, Chicago, Denver, and New York City, from sanctuary cities that do not cooperate with federal immigration enforcement. Isn't it nice being able to see, people that don't belong here and they're here illegally have to go home? It's weird. When I go to Mexico, I fly in there. You know what the stewardess says? Hey, you got to fill out all this documentation or you can't get off the plane. I'm like, what? Okay. I just do it because that's the law. All right. Let's see here. Time to spring forward. Look, here's the point. There's a lot of things in the economy, and I think there are people that are sort of asleep at the wheel because of Trump just winning. Stand by. Dude, I'm filming. Seriously, it's like all of the wildlife comes out. I wouldn't be surprised if a cheetah came walking down here. Why is there a telephone booth from London? A lot of people are asleep at the wheel, all right? And I think it's important that we still understand that all of the crap that we had to deal with the last 4 years is still coming through right now. And what you're seeing as good things in the economy are because of a spark of enthusiasm, because people spoke and their voice was heard. But you have to understand it can only take us so far. In the end, the cost of milk is still skyrocketing, eggs, meat, all that stuff, right? The things that people still need every day are skyrocketing. I think, this is a good one. Did you see the AOC has put out a bill with some other Republican, who would work with her, congressperson, has put out a bill to fix the rate of interest on credit cards. Have you guys seen this? Type yes or no. This is something that's really important to state, because if you want to see an economic crash, this is how to do it. Now, I got to be honest with you. I'll support this in a second. They want to stop the interest rates on credit cards because they know, first off, Americans are drowning in debt, and they use credit cards as a primary source funding their lifestyle every day of the month, right? And delinquencies are adding up and all this kind of stuff. And they're seeing how much they're paying in interest. So the Congress people are going, hey, this is a great way to help out the people that are, voting for me. And we're going to fix that rate of interest. Well, when banks are having a hard time, because they're like, look, right now we're charging people this much because we're this many delinquencies, right? If you're going to halt that, anytime the government gets involved and says, we're going to fix the price of food, we're going to fix the price of interest, what happens is the farmers, the growers, stop growing or providing the food because we can't do it at these margins. The banks stop lending to certain subsects of the economy, all right, of borrowers. And so what will happen is the people that need it the most, because that's all they live on, won't have access to that. And what will happen is you'll see spending drop dramatically. All right. And it will happen within 90 days. You will see that in 1 quarter's data, where all of a sudden people just stop buying stuff because they don't have access to credit, because our economy is actually running on a lifeline. So I have to be honest with you, it's one of the coolest things AOC's ever done. I mean, because she's an idiot. Oh, and I think she actually went to college for this. Isn't it true? She went to college for economics or something like that. She ain't that bright. She's like a burnt out light bulb in a sea of, well, I guess she's working for the government, so a bunch of burnt out light bulbs. All right, with that being said, the economic, if you guys want that class, links down below. It's going to be done tomorrow, I believe. That being said, the economic ninja is out. See you guys.